You're waiting for you.
Back at the training camp, and 3 are told they have failed the firearms test and are going home. Now only 18 remain. The next phase has been nicknamed vasbyt, Afrikaans for to bite down hard and never give up. The recruits have no idea that for the next 86 hours they will be allowed no food, no sleep, and be subjected to almost continuous marching.
This is a night march. It's basically to test stamina and endurance, between 30 and 40 kilometers that they will cover. They're carrying at the moment a relatively lightweight rucksack and a rifle.
But 4 hours into the march, the light rucksacks are swapped for a chunk of rail track, chain and ball. The combined weight is 50 kilos. It's been specifically designed to be impossible to comfortably carry. They will have to walk with this weight for 8 hours. As dawn breaks, the men have walked for 40 kilometers. The aim is to test the recruits' resistance to pain and frustration. Despite the extreme fitness of all the recruits, for one of them it has already become too much, and he's been taken off the course. The recruits immediately move on to an obstacle course from hell. Live ammunition is used at all times. This phase of vasbyt is not only a physical test, but also a mental probe to expose all their fears. They must conquer their fear of heights and not freeze or panic under fire.
Stop fucking it while I get down!
By now, totally exhausted, the last hurdle to cross on the obstacle course is a swim across an overflowing dam. Once again, different levels of fear are tested. As day 2 draws to an end, the instructors relax back at training camp. The recruits, however, must endure the 40-kilometer march back from the dam. Arriving at the camp, there's no let-up. They're made to stay awake by making farmyard noises. An hour later, they're back on the march again, this time for 70 kilometers. The next morning, and the men haven't slept or eaten for 56 hours. They arrive just in time for breakfast. As the instructors tuck in, the recruits sit and watch.
Nice.
One instructor decides to spoil the recruits with a lamb chop. That's one piece of meat, shared between 17 men. After a few minutes' rest, the men continue on.
No, I don't feel sorry for them. I've got a sense of understanding. I know what they're going through. And it gives you a sense of pride because you know that they are giving their best and going through hell just to get what we've got already.
At dawn, the instructors have their hands full, keeping the 17 awake.
Hey! What the?
The recruits have now had no sleep for 80 hours. At Advanced sleep deprivation is an essential test. Because of their specialist role, the task force often work for several days without a break. For the repeat sleep offender, instructors wedge a sharpened stick under his nose. The recruits limp back to base with their spirits slightly lifted as they sense their ordeal is over. The 17 have covered 200 kilometers and have not slept or eaten in 4 days.
Congratulations, you have passed the second phase. It was called vasbyt. Into the dam, all of you. Now!
These men still have another 6 months of rigorous selection to go. They can fail at any time. But for the men already in the task force, the work continues. The task force had information that these suspects were on their way to attack a 70-year-old white farmer and his wife. In the last 5 years in South Africa, over 600 white farmers have been murdered. Hardened criminals here have little respect for life or the law. Every 36 hours, a policeman is killed in South Africa. Despite facing the most dangerous work in the country, the task force have had just one of their members killed in action. With South Africa the most violent democracy in the world, the men always have another situation to go to.